So the first thing we're going to work on is stance. And I'm joined by Jack 13 Morris. Jack, you're always known as a very good mover. When you boxed, you put about, 55% of your weight on your back foot, 45 on your front foot. And Jack used to box out of an orthodox stance. That means his left foot was forward. The other stance is southpaw with the right foot, right hand forward. But for the purposes of this demonstration, we're going to be working out of an orthodox stance. So Jack, sit yourself into your stance. Left foot slightly past 12 o'clock in relation to his opponent. Right foot just slightly to the 2 side of the 3. So we've got slightly past 12 o'clock if we were doing this on a clock, and slightly to the left of the 3 or closer to the 2 side of the 3. And that's going to be his stance. Once again, 55% of his weight's going to be on his back foot, 45% of his weight's going to be on his front foot. Now Jack, when you're moving forward, how are you going to move?
Okay, very simple. Okay, I will push off my rear leg to move forward, allowing my front leg to follow. If I'm going backwards, okay, I'll push off my front leg, allowing my rear leg to follow.
So basically, the direction you're going in forward, your front foot's going to move first, even if you're pushing off your back leg. And when you're going backwards, your back leg's going to move first, and you're pushing off your front leg. Now, the rule is in boxing that your lead feet take you where you want to go. So if you were to move left and you're in an orthodox stance, your left foot would move first and you drag the right. If you were to move right, your right foot would move first and you drag your left. Once again, re-establishing your stance. Now, the other thing that's very important about stance is the ability to rotate. So from an orthodox stance, the right foot has to be away from the midline of your body. If it's not away from your midline of your body, you're going to be boxing on a tightrope and you will not be able to rotate and throw your right hand, your backhand punch, through a wide spectrum. Obviously, you don't want the right foot too far round, so you don't become too square on. You'll just pull your right foot round a little bit more there, Jack. Too square on, big target, easy to hit. So you've got to find a balance and a compromise that suits your boxing. Now we're going to work on moving forward and back and separating both feet so we've got that midline rotation. And we're going to use a very simple thing to do that. We're going to use a rope going through the middle of the ring, corner to corner. Jack, if you just like to step back so that your one foot is on one side of the rope and one foot is on the other side of the rope. And just give us some movement forward and back. Once again, lead foot taking you where you want to go. If you want to just talk us through that. So exactly what are you doing now then, Jack?
Okay, I'm literally working out my distance between the opponent as well as my footwork. So I'm taking 2 steps forward, which would be an attacking move, and 1 step back, which would be a defensive move. Okay, which will make sense when you start throwing shots. So it'd be 2 forward, 1 back. 2 forward, 1 back.
So you're taking two steps forward, an aggressive move, and you take 1 relief step back, so you can take obviously the energy out of their counter shots, or take the shot away from them completely because you've moved out of range. So once again, could you show us that move? Just simply moving forward and back, using the rope in the center of the ring, and the rope is acting as a separator of his feet, so he's got that rotational ability. Once again, you'll see he's still got a low weight on his back foot, 55% weight on the back foot, 45 on front foot. We don't like to lean forward. So we lean forward, obviously we're going to be falling on the punches and it hurts our rotation a little bit. Okay, thank you, Jack. So obviously, wouldn't it be lovely if boxing only happened in straight lines? But obviously, you've got to move laterally as well. So now we're going to start incorporating a couple of moves, moving to the left and to the right, but we're going to bring it in off of this straight position. So what we're going to do, we're going to take that aggressive step forward, step back, and then off to one side or the other. Jack, do you want to show us how you would do that?
So first of all, I'm just going to show you the straight line going forward. Okay, then we'll go back and then to a side. Okay, so taking it to the left-hand side, so I'm going to go forward, back to the left. Forward, back, to the left.
And it's that left foot that's going to move first when you're actually going to the left.
Absolutely, yeah.
Absolutely right. Okay, so there you go. If we're going to go back forward, back and step off to the right-hand side, what would that look like?
Okay.
Left foot's going to move forward.
Rear foot back. Okay, then we move our right foot and bring our left foot over. Show you again. Forward, back, step to the right.
So you can see all the time that what Jack's doing is making little steps. He doesn't take big steps, and the reason he doesn't take big steps is because he doesn't want to be too far away from what he feels is his optimum stance. And his optimum stance will do two things. It will help him to throw punches, and it will help him to defend himself. So he's quite sideways on, not squared up, never too far away from his optimal stance. So once again, can you just show us a little bit more of that foot movement?
And you can go in all different directions. So I could go back to the left, forward, back to the right, forward, and changing it round.
Fantastic. Okay then, so now we're going to start bringing in a shot that we're going to add on to that, and it's going to be a basic jab with that movement.